Hey guys, this is Lizzie. Welcome back to Good Shepherd Mission Effectiveness. Before we start, I just wanted to say thank you so much for those of you who took the time to email me or give some comments. Your encouragement after the first video really meant a lot to me, so thank you. A couple people commented on my cat that they saw walking back in the background. That's just one of those things about when you are filming and working from home. All these little signs of life are going to creep up and about sometimes. So you may see my two cats. Occasionally you may see my son Joshua, who's 8 years old. Joshua, come here, let me introduce you.
Hi.
You guys, this is Joshua. He's been around Good Shepherd his entire life and is home here with me now, loves YouTube, and has been giving me all kinds of tips, right, Joshua?
Yeah.
All right. Before Joshua heads out, is there anything that you want to say to our shepherd friends?
Thank you for your work, shepherds.
Thanks, Bug. All right. See you in a little bit. All right, guys. So today what I wanted to focus on in this video, I wanted to tell you a little bit about a Good Shepherd event that we have that the North America Mission and Values team hosts. So the North America Mission and Values team is a cross-province collaboration. There are 5 of us on the team right now, members from province of Mid-North America, from New York, Toronto, and then also included is the province of Montreal and the province of Central South. So this team collaborates on some different events. Some of you may have heard of the North America Good Shepherd Gatherings and also the Angers Pilgrimages. So that's the team that hosts those events. They're some of our biggest things that we do during the year. The purpose is to get together Good Shepherds across agencies, across provinces who are in similar mission leadership roles to connect and to up their mission formation, reflecting in small groups, individually and together in large groups. So in the first video, I told you one of the great disappointments that I had is that a lot of the events and things that I had been planning for the first half of this year had to get canceled and postponed. The gathering was one of those. We had the gathering scheduled for May of this year, and the team, along with the province leaders, decided just to go ahead and cancel, that the way things were going, it wasn't prudent, and of course now we know nobody can really travel. So the disappointment, of course, is not just for the North America Mission and Values team, who have been working really hard to plan and to create a really special 4 days for our people, but also for those who had already registered. The registration deadline had come upon us. People from all over Canada and the United States had said that they were going to be there, and then we had to pass on the very sad news that they were not going to be able to participate this year. So because of that, wanted to share just a few things, maybe some themes and readings and questions that we would have done had we all been together. So gathering participants, this video is especially for you. One of the theme of the gathering this year was called Shared Roots. I'll see if I can post a picture of our logo in the video description because it's so beautiful, very, very colorful. And when we talk about shared roots, it's those things that connect and that bind us together as Good Shepherds. Our history, our mission, our values, our everyday actions, and the work that we are in together. Especially at times of crisis, we need each other more than ever. Mary Euphrasia said, if you always love each other and if you always uphold each other, that you will be able to work wonders. And we believe that. No one person can do everything on their own, but the work that we do together is what makes a difference in us and in our populations, in our communities, and in our homes. So thank you for that. Thank you for those of you who are watching who would have been participants in the gathering this year. I'm still thinking about you, still praying for you, still love you. So this is for you. Along with our theme of shared roots, the team really gathered inspiration from a reading called The Aspen Trees that's in a book called More Together Than Alone. I highly recommend it to you. The entire book is wonderful. And one chapter is called The Aspen Trees. It's by an author named Mark Nepo. I will also leave a link for that book in the description so that you can have that. and just wanted to read it to you. During the gathering, you would have heard either this whole reading or sections of this reading every day to reflect on and to think about in your own lives and work. So if you will just allow me to read it to you. The Aspen Grove by Mark Nepo. An old friend drove me into the Santa Fe National Forest so we could walk the Aspen Grove. We stopped along the way to smell some ponderosa pine. I stuck my nose into the crease of its bark and cupped my hands around it. The tree smelled like vanilla. We continued up the mountain. At an altitude of 10,000 feet, the temperature dropped 30 degrees. The air was clear. Walking into the grove, which covers almost 200 square miles, we could see Santa Fe and Los Alamos. We could even see Arizona and Colorado. The path was lined with small, red, feathery clusters known as Indian paintbrush. Soon the tall, thin aspens were everywhere, their smooth bark stretching like skin to the sky. The continuous rustle of their leaves was like an ocean of small voices arriving through the centuries. If we could just make out their cry, their song, and understand their brilliance. Walking among them, touching them, listening to their creak and sway, I could feel their connectedness. Above ground, aspens grow as individual trees, but below ground, they're enlivened by one interconnected set of roots. They are the most expansive growth of trees to share a common root system. This means they are one living organism and one living community at the same time. This is a powerful metaphor for how inextricably knit the life of the individual is with the life of the community. What happens to one tree happens to all aspens in the grove. How do they live as one and many at the same time? How do they communicate with each other? How do they sustain each other? As one living root system, the aspen grove treats each of its trees as a shoot or limb called a ramette. When an individual tree dies, it's as if the grove loses a branch. The grove then rushes nutrients to the damaged area the way immune cells rush to the site of an infection. The huge root system allows the ramettes that are close to water to absorb and send that nourishment to the other connected trees. When we can accept that all humans share the same invisible root system, we too can rush nutrients to others who are damaged or suffering. Quaking aspen, a particular species that grows where avalanches, mudslides, and fires have occurred, is nature's example of relational resilience. The grove roots and regenerates most strongly after disasters. In Yellowstone National Park, a quaking aspen grove grew out of the 1988 wildfires. This is one of nature's gritty forms of resurrection. Likewise, when we can focus on the clearing made between us, rather than on the disaster that caused it, we can resurrect and flourish like the quaking aspen. In the Fish Lake National Forest in Utah, there is an aspen grove named Pando, Latin for I spread. Considered one of the largest aspen groves in the world, it contains about 47,000 individual trees and is estimated to be about 80,000 years old. Shared roots live longer. A lesson for us all. This is the aspen wisdom that we need. We need aspen sensitivity, aspen memory, and aspen compassion. We need to learn how to enliven that depth of connectedness whereby we can feel all of humanity while living our very small individual lives. In moments of great suffering and love, I believe we do this. But how to understand this capacity and keep it alive when the days are ordinary and we seem so far away from each other? About a mile into the Santa Fe Grove, my friend and I sat on a ledge and waited. Once we were quiet, we could feel the entire grove sway as one timeless aspen and as 1,000 individual trees on a mountainside in New Mexico. We could almost hear them breathe in unison. I felt certain that in the paradox of the aspen trees waits the secret to our interdependence, being who we are and staying connected to everyone. As we walked back to the car, the path was light with tiny butterflies circling our feet. Each seemed to hold a question about how to live this way. After a while, my old friend said, "There's a community already existing underground that's growing us into being." We looked once more, and it seemed clear that if all the aspens were to burn to the ground, the community would still be there, ready to begin again, like the scarred groves that sprout throughout history. Shared roots live longer. I'd like to invite you to take some time just to reflect on what you heard there in that reading about the ways that we can support each other, rush nutrients to the ramets or the limbs in our communities and in our families that are broken and that are hurting, the ways that we uphold one another, especially during these hard times. So one of the really wonderful parts of my job of being on the NAMVT is that I get to collect your registration forms and see your names and see your pictures and see where you're from. And so those of you who sent those in this year, I see you, and I am so sorry that I'm not going to get to hug you in person. But like I said earlier, I am still thinking of you and still wanting us to connect in ways around this theme as it's possible. So just wanted to give a shout out to all of the agencies and all of the places who would have participated in the 2020 North America Good Shepherd gathering this year. So Chorus Services from Philadelphia, thinking about you guys, love you guys so much. Maryhurst in Louisville, Kentucky, that was where I got my start in Good Shepherd. I'm always thinking of you. Vista Maria in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Vista Maria would have hosted us for dinner and for some entertainment from their girls. Love you guys so much, and really appreciate all of the work that I know you already put in and that you put in every year to the gatherings. Good Shepherd Grace Center from San Francisco, thinking about you guys in San Francisco and California. Good Shepherd Mediation in Philadelphia, what an amazing program y'all have there. Really gonna miss seeing you this year. Good Shepherd Shelter in Los Angeles, again, folks in LA and California, really thinking about you. Denuville Learning Center in Memphis, Tennessee, wonderful little program there. For education for women in the community, thinking about you guys. Good Shepherd Services in Atlanta, Georgia, wonderful ministry there. So sorry I'm not going to get to meet your participant. Was really looking forward to having you participate this year. Province Center in St. Louis, I'm close to you guys. I see you guys all the time. You know I'm praying for you and thinking of you too. National Advocacy Center in Silver Spring, Maryland. Super important work you guys are doing there, lobbying on Capitol Hill for our Good Shepherd people. Good Shepherd Arts Center in Ferguson, Missouri. Sister Glennis does wonderful work for the gatherings. She would have made a beautiful painting of our logo, so I'm sorry that we're not going to get to see that this year. And of course, our Province of Mid-North America sisters and leadership team folks who would have been coming, thinking about you guys too. We would have had participants from the province of Montreal this year, and so folks from Mission Avec Toi, Logis Rose Virginie, and sisters. Really gonna miss seeing you guys this year. Hope you can participate the next time. Our friends from Toronto, in the other part of Canada, friends from Marymount, Maryvale, Chisholm Services for Children, Rose of Sharon Services for Young Mothers, and sisters there in Toronto. Love you guys up there in Canada. Wish I could see you. And then of course our friends from New York, Really been thinking about you guys and praying for you too. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying healthy. So friends from Maria Drost in Quincy, Massachusetts, from Maria Drost Counseling in New York City, Good Shepherd Volunteers, Collier Youth Services in Wickatunk, New Jersey, and of course Good Shepherd Services in New York, and our sisters also in New York. All of the sisters, both RGS and CGS, love to you guys. And we would have had some participants from the province of Central South, sisters from Central South, thinking about you. And we would have had Sister Hanan Yusuf from our congregational leadership team participate this year as well. So just wanted to give a quick shout out by name to all of you guys. Stay together, stay connected. We're still here for one another. And I guess that's it for today. So stay tuned for next week. We're going to be talking about doing hard things, which is honestly not my favorite thing to do at all. I prefer easy things, but we're going to be talking about hard things. We're going to be talking about Mary Euphrasia and the tunnel next week. So tune back in. Hey, if you want to get notified when a new video comes, you can do that. Below this video, you can hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on if you want to know when a new video is going to come up. I'm not going to be emailing lists of people every time a new video drops, because I don't want to clutter up your inboxes like that. Also, because this video is about the gathering, extra special thoughts and loves and hugs to my other members of the North America Mission and Values team, Nancy and Celia in New York, Nadia in Winnipeg at Marymount, and Sister Chum in St. Louis. Love to you guys. Joshua, do you want to come say bye? Say
bye.
Bye, friends. We'll see you next week.
I have my stuffed animal dog.